Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's Belinda here from Visualize DNZ. I am going to continue working on a journal that is a design team project for RachandBella Crafts. I'm using the Vintage Pink digital kit, but I've actually grabbed out a page here from the Shades of Spring kit. The two kits work really well together, and I want to make an envelope for the center of the signature so I can sew the signature in. So that's my first task today, is to do the envelope. So I've got the page I've chosen out, and I just want to score the sides for the sides of the envelope, just so I get them straight, because I find I often, especially on the long sides, they don't end up straight. They end up fatter at one end and narrow at the other, and consequently my envelope doesn't end up square. And because this is going to go into a journal that I hope to sell, I want to make sure everything is, tickety-boo. Okay, so just those two scores are actually, I probably need to do the bottom one as well, just to be on the safe side. So what do I want the bottom? I think the bottom will be there. Oops, open that out. This is not my favorite scoreboard. It's the only one I've got though. I really would like a different one, but it does in a pinch. Right, so I'm going to just creating my gussets is what I'm doing right now by scoring. You absolutely don't need to score. I just wanted to make sure that everything was straight. Okay, so this is going to be the bottom of our envelope. Give it a nice crease there, and straight away I'm so much happier because I can see that it's straight. So sometimes it's worth, if you've got a scoreboard, just taking that moment to do it. Oops, that's not quite. Something's a bit funky there. I've gone slightly off. See, even with a scoreboard, it's not foolproof, or it's not, should I say, Belinda proof. But it certainly helps. Okay, so that's our folds done for that. So I'm going to take out these bottom pieces, little corners. Just a little angle and towards the corner. Sorry if I get a bit quiet, it's getting on in the day now. I've already done one video today and I'm flagging a bit, I think. Okay, so then we want to create our envelope. Let's go about there. Okay, so theoretically I should be able to line it up on the sides, and it's going to be straight because I did the scoring. Okay, it's there, and then fold down our top so that tucks under. I'm going to go, because I wanted this text on the flap. Okay, now I'm not going to crease it properly right now because I need to do some trimming. I want to trim off these flaps from, how am I going to explain this? So I want this section of the gusset left, but I want to trim off the bit here and on the flap. So I'm going to do a little angle cut into that crease, and same on the other side, and then I'm going to trim off this side bit. I might need to trim it up a little bit. I'm not sure whether I've cut on the right side of the line. Oops, come on. Come out of... There we go. And this side as well. Oops. Now I can't even cut straight. Sliver. Okay, so let's do a wee test. Make sure we've got no overhang on the sides, all looking fairly good, I think. And now I can go ahead and give this a nice little burnish, like so. And now I want to give this flap a nice shape. I'm thinking I want to bring it into a V rather than do a nice curvy one, which I would typically do. I want to bring it into a V so I can tuck it under something to close it. So before I glue anything down, I'm going to unfold it and fold it vertically. This is my cheats way of getting a symmetrical pattern at the top. Oops. And I haven't trimmed off the white, you'll notice, because it will go in this process. So now I'm going to just start at the bottom of the crease and do kind of a curvy V up to the center below that white. So the white's completely gone now, and we've got this, I call it a V, but it's a curve, you know what I'm saying. Well, maybe you do. Okay, now straight away I can see I've got a bit of white here, so I could fold it down further. I could fold this up. I might actually fold this up further. Should I? No. It just means that I cut too deeply up the top here. So how I'm going to fix that is I'm going to use a bit of washi tape. So let me first grab out a washi tape. Or rather my bin of washi tapes, my box. And what would we like to use that's going to tie in with the vintage pink aesthetic? I don't know if I've got one that's particularly suitable. Just having a wee dig. I mean, that's got pink in it, but it's also got red and kind of a peachy colour. I haven't got a huge amount of washi to choose. This would have been pretty if it was pink, not purple. That would have been really good, but it's not right. This pink one, that's a more plasticky one, and it's got owls on, so it's not really the vibe I'm going for. Okay, not finding anything that's floating my boat in there. Oh, is that one? That one might be alright. Let's go with that one. I forgot about that one. It's a relatively newer one. Right. Pop that down on the floor for now, and I'm just going to put a trim of washi tape up there to hide the white. And I'm just finding the edge, and I'm just going to pop a bit of tacky glue. Normally I'd use glue stick, but this is quite a reasonable length, so I'm going to use tacky glue and just run a line here just to make sure the washi tape doesn't come detached at some point in the future. This is going to hold it down nicely and stop it ever being an issue. Oops, I think I need to do this up the other way so I can actually see what I'm doing. Oh. Here we go. I didn't want to refold because I didn't want it to make it difficult to get things in and out of the envelope. So that's why I've gone for washi tape. I should have paid more attention to the cut I was making from the edges. There we go. That's all nicely stuck down with that glue. Trimmed up. Oh, that's pretty. Yeah, it doesn't match perfectly, but I think it's perfectly pretty and fine. And so we've no longer got that sort of glaring white on the edges there. Now I do want to distress it before I glue it. I don't actually want to glue it up yet. That would completely destroy the goal of this. I'd have to start again. So don't glue it at this point. But distress, yes. So once I've got this distressed, we'll be up to sewing the signature in, which is pretty exciting. I always find that's a really cool moment when it sort of becomes a book. You've gone from just papers and loose bits and things, and suddenly you've got a book. And I think that's a wonderful stage to be at. Oops, those shouldn't be out. Excuse me, I seem to have a few burps going on, which I'm trying to... Like, you really need to want to know that, don't you? But I'm trying to not let out a big burp. I've got a drink here of lemon honey. Been having a few sore throats just over the last few days, so I'm just dosing myself up with some vitamin C and some soothing honey, just to make sure it doesn't really develop into anything major, because I've got no time for that. I really don't. I've got journals to make, videos to make, fun things. Right, so the envelope is going to go into our signature, and I think I want it that way round. So I'm going to line it up and grab out my stuff. I'm going to clip it in. Try and get it as close into the spine as possible. This will be the third journal I've bound up this week, I think, that I've sewn up. It's been a right old week of making progress. So 2 journals related to design team projects, and 1 journal I'm making over on Patreon for my own printables. So they all seem to be about the same stage, which is really quite funny. Funny strange, not funny haha. Okay, grab my foam, which I use to poke into, and my awl. That doesn't look like that one's very into the spine there. Let's just have another wee look. I think that's looking better. Okay, I will put lace on the spine on this one, or some sort of trim. So here we go, in the middle, and 1.5 to 2 inches up from either end. Just eyeballing. And I've chosen this thread to sew with because I had blue or dark brown or this one, and I think this one just looks a bit, matches a bit better. So I want 3 times the height. Get rid of that now. Grab out my needle. This is a new thread. I haven't had it long, and it's very, very, very waxy. Like, you can feel the wax on it quite heavily, and I need to trim that up. It's a bit frayed at that end. Make my life a bit easier to thread the needle. Oh, despite the wax, it just wants to split on me. There we go, got it. Okay, here we go, sewing 3-hole pamphlet stitch. That's the only one I ever do because I've just never bothered learning any other binding stitch, because this one works really well. One day maybe I'll learn and experiment. Oh, come on, come through there. That was tough. Because I've seen other bindings and they are beautiful and I would like to do them, but usually this is just really serviceable for the type of journal I'm doing, and it's easy, it's quick, and it works really well. Okay, so I might just pull this tail out a bit more. There we go, just to even them up a bit. I'm always ending up with this one quite short, my starting one. Right, just pop my nail, I mean my needle, back in there so I don't lose it. All that stuff aside. Right, tighten this up. Make sure it's tight and tie it in a knot. And then another knot. And done. So I like to leave them long, and I'll decide later, or actually no, not on this one. This one's different. So get my clips off. So I need to trim those because they're going to be hidden inside our envelope. So let's just snip those off like so. And now we get to glue up our envelope. Oops, get the glue off, get the scissors out my way so I've got room to move. Actually, I'll do this side first so I'm not putting my sleeve in wet glue, might be a good idea. And this side. And this is our top flap, which is just to reinforce the top of our envelope with putting things in and out so it doesn't break or tear. That's what this flap is for, this wee flap. Probably should have put that one down first, but it'll be fine. It won't matter. It'll work either way. Just and close up our pretty envelope like so. So there our strings are hidden, and we've got this lovely envelope that we can put some bits and pieces in, or a journal card, or whatever you like. Good place to put leftover bits of the kit if you want to include them with the journal when you sell it, or if it's for you to keep bits that you might want to use when you're using the journal. There we go, we have our journal all put together. How exciting is that? So if you remember, if you watched me doing this topper for this journal, and so I want to put lace. Do I have any lace? I've only got a small selection behind my desk, and I'm not sure I've got the right one, but let's take a look. This bin is getting a bit crazy. It's very hard to look through. Everything sort of ends up coming out to say hello. That's not the type of lace that I really want to put on the spine, I don't think, because it's not going to wrap around really. Yeah, I might have to wait until I grab out my big bin of lace, I think. Oh, that's not going to go very far, is it? Nope, it's not going to do it. Okay, no, we haven't got a suitable lace in there. Okay, well, I think we've made good progress. We have got our journal all together. Have a quick little flip through. So there's some places that need ephemera, and then there's lots more places we need to do pockets and such like for. So that will be the next video on this journal. We'll be making some bits and pieces. This lovely little folio piece I've put in as a page, and I did some stenciling on the back of that. And our lovely envelope in the middle. It's the two kits, this Shades of Spring and the Vintage Pink. They just partner really, really well. And all the bits would mix and match very, very nicely. So there's the other half of that folio piece, ephemera from the Vintage Pink kit. Super happy. I think it's looking good so far, and lots of fun yet to be had playing in it. This page is out of Nanna's Roses. Super fun. Yep, lots and lots of ephemera to be made. Okay guys, thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed just watching this little journal be made into a journal. Thanks for joining me. Take care, and I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.